its sprawling grounds radiating opulence. And stepping out of a sleek Lamborghini Murcielago, its engine still humming with. Inside, the walls are adorned with exquisite art. Diamond-encrusted watches glint under the light. This is the world of Naseem Hamed.
Naseem Hamed stands as a true icon in the realm of boxing. His legacy is indelibly marked in the annals of history. His journey to the pinnacle has been a thrilling odyssey, marked by exhilarating highs and daunting lows. Yet his rise to superstardom was as unpredictable as it was breathtaking. In today's video, we're diving into the fabulous life of Naseem Hamed. We'll explore his family, marriages, those stunning homes he's got, and of course, his incredible car collection that screams luxury. Let's dive straight in.
Naseem Hamed was born on February 12, 1974 in Sheffield, Yorkshire, England to Yemeni parents, in 1974. A protege of Brendan Ingles' Wincobank gym, his talent and flashy southpaw style marked him out from an early age. He is nicknamed Prince Naseem and Naz.
Naseem's journey started in Sheffield, England, back in 1974 with Yemeni immigrant parents. It's all about overcoming challenges, shining bright, and finding that perfect balance in a life that feels like a dream for so many. Starting from the humble streets of Sheffield, Hamed's journey to becoming one of the most talented and captivating boxers in history is just incredible. Now that the former boxing champ is 51, what's life looking like for him? I bet you want to know how the guy who used to own the ring with that cocky grin and killer punches has transformed into who he is now. Early days in Sheffield, Naseem Hamed came into the world as the child of Yemeni immigrants. His parents had come to the UK from Yemen, and his father initially worked at a steelworks in Sheffield before taking over the corner shop on Newman Road, where he brought up his family in the tough industrial city of Sheffield, England, in a place where opportunities were scarce and the streets were anything but kind. Just like so many families in working-class neighborhoods, his family faced tough times trying to keep their finances afloat and deal with money struggles. Naseem's dad had this amazing dream for his kids, and that was to have a life that's just so much better. He was all about pushing them to reach for the stars and create a future that's bright and full of possibilities. Naseem's future was waiting for him in the boxing ring, not in the classroom, football pitch, or out on the streets. Naseem showed off some serious athletic skills right from a young age, especially when it came to boxing. At just 7 years old, he kicked off his boxing journey with the legendary Brendan Ingle at the Wincobank gym in Sheffield. Talk about starting young. Naseem didn't just gain skills, they cultivated the mindset to shine at Wincobank. His insane footwork lets him glide around opponents like it's nothing, and those wild punches come from angles you'd never see coming. That's what makes him stand out from the crowd. His confidence was off the charts, almost cocky, and that vibe, it totally drew in trainers and promoters. It wasn't just his fighting skills that made him stand out from the crowd. Naseem's early life was a real struggle. He grew up in a neighborhood where people just didn't believe in the youngsters. It's tough when the odds are stacked against you. Even though his parents were grinding all day to keep things afloat, it was clear they had big dreams for their kids' success. Naseem was that contagious vibe of aspiration, lighting up the path for everyone facing similar struggles. A true lighthouse of hope. Naseem's determination to show what he's made of in the arena was his ultimate drive. Even when the odds were totally against him, he set out on a journey to discover the motivation behind his dreams, diving deep into the struggles of his past. Naseem was bound to make waves in the local amateur boxing scene. You know he's been grinding at the gym, perfecting his skills, and getting ready to show everyone what he's made of. It's just the beginning for him. Dominic Ingle, who now runs his late father's gym, previously told the star every day after he got back from school he'd be the first in the gym and the last one to leave. He had a natural flair for boxing, but what stood out in the early days was how he'd always be the first there, waiting for my dad to open up. He honed his skills, and after establishing himself as an amateur and moving up the rankings, became a professional in 1992 at the age of 18. He defeated Stephen Robinson in 1995 to capture the WBO featherweight title at the age of 21, during a dazzling career in which he won 36 professional fights and only lost once, against Marco Antonio Barrera in 2001. He went on to win the IBF and WBC featherweight world titles.
Has got to be one of the most unfairly criticized boxers in recent history. Anytime this man is mentioned, you will have comment sections flooded with people mentioning a single loss in his career.
Rise to stardom. Naseem Hamed, at just 18 years old, was already making waves as a rising star in the British boxing scene when he stepped into the professional ring. His debut on the professional stage was a clear sign of what was to follow. The young fighter was climbing the ranks at an incredible pace, showcasing lightning-fast reflexes and an extraordinary ability to outmaneuver his opponents. His approach was totally unorthodox and, while sometimes reckless, it absolutely succeeded. The excitement he brought to the ring had fans on the edge of their seats. Each fight was more than just a match. It It was an electrifying spectacle that blurred the lines between boxing and entertainment. Naseem gained fame not just for his incredible boxing skills, but also for his captivating showmanship that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Just 2 years into his professional career, Naseem made a huge splash by becoming the WBO featherweight champion in 1995, kicking off his reign over the boxing world. With a style that stood out from the crowd, he climbed to success at lightning speed, and his charm was simply irresistible. Naseem was more than just a boxer, he was an entertainer too.
Electrifying entrances, the confident swagger, and the knockout power of Prince Naseem Hamed. If you watch boxing in the 90s, chances are you do. He wasn't just a champion, he was a showman, a force of nature.
His ring entries turned into legendary tales, just like his epic battles in the ring. Draped in luxurious velvet robes, gliding to the rhythm of the music, and exuding an enchanting allure, Naseem turned every game into a spectacular event. The spectacle surrounding him was just as captivating as his incredible boxing skills. Nas was a showman both in and out of the ring. His ring walks were legendary. For one fight, he arrived in the ring on a flying carpet, and for another, he was driven to the canvas through his crowd of adoring fans. His confidence and demeanor skyrocketed as he took the boxing scene by storm. He built a reputation for his unapologetic attitude and relentless trash-talking of his opponent. Yet this air of smugness was intentionally crafted, serving as a key part of his strikingly realistic persona. Naseem's incredible ability to connect with fans truly set him apart, and his larger-than-life personality turned him into a star beyond the ring. Before the world really took notice, Naseem was already raking in the big bucks as one of the highest-paid athletes in the UK. His epic battles captivated audiences around the globe, and he was truly living the dream that countless others could only fantasize about. Naseem always remembered his roots. Despite the fame and wealth that surrounded him, he remained a proud representative for Sheffield and the immigrant community that shaped his identity. The marriages and families. Naseem Hamed's career was defined by dramatic entrances, swift successes, and millions of loyal followers. But his personal life also shaped him. Hamed wed his lover, Eliasha Elphinstone, in February 1998 following her conversion to Islam. He was awarded an MBE the subsequent year for his sporting accomplishments. Their relationship was fairy tale-like, like Naseem's life. Eliasha, who has remained private, has been his partner for most of his career. They had children, and Naseem has always been proud of his family. Naseem has tried to keep his family out of the spotlight despite his global fame and scrutiny. Since retiring from boxing, his children have become important to him. Away from the cameras and thrills, Naseem values his family and relationships. Few of his followers saw this side of him. Several people say his transition from boxing to family life was the most fulfilling. Not everything in Naseem's personal life is perfect. His first marriage ended in divorce, which was difficult. Naseem struggled to balance his personal life with his fame, like many celebrities. Even though his situation changed, Naseem remained dedicated to his family and children. He likes becoming a father and maintains closeness with his ex-wife, reflecting his maturity and development since boxing. Mansions and exotic cars. With all that wealth, fame, and success, Naseem totally stepped into that luxurious lifestyle he always dreamed about. Naseem totally crushed it in both the ring and his bank account, and you know he was all about enjoying the sweet rewards of his hard work. He's totally stacked up on some seriously luxurious homes over the years, including this stunning estate right in the heart of London. Living that dream life, his estate is pure luxury and opulence that most can only fantasize about. It's the ultimate in wealth and extravagance, for real. These houses aren't just spots to chill, they're like trophies of Naseem's epic journey, total proof of the hard work and hustle that transformed a kid from Sheffield into a global superstar. Naseem's car collection is totally next level, showcasing his wealth and a serious taste for the finer things in life. His garage is totally lit, showcasing everything from sleek premium sedans to jaw-dropping luxury sports cars. You won't believe the iconic models he's got in there. He's been spotted driving some seriously insane cars like a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, and even a Rolls-Royce. Each of these rides represents a unique part of his journey.
Hame's love for opulence is equally evident in his collection of high-end cars, each chosen for its performance, design, and exclusivity. Among his notable vehicles are a Ferrari 360 Spider, a sleek supercar famed for its speed and style.
Naseem's love for vehicles has totally transformed his lifestyle. He often gives his followers exclusive glimpses of his prized collection, showcasing the vibe of a guy who's truly made it. It's all about that dream life, right? For Naseem, it's all about so much more than just material stuff. His houses and cars totally vibe with the epic journey he's been on and how far he's come. While a lot of folks are all about flaunting their wealth, Naseem is on a whole different vibe. He's all about reflecting on the struggles and sacrifices that shaped his success. So inspiring, right? These pieces for him totally symbolize his strength, determination, and humble roots. It's not just about the cash, you know? Hey guys, so what's the current value of Naseem Hamed today? Let's spill the tea. Hamed is totally crushing it with a net worth of £38 million. His business empire is just blowing up, even though he stepped away from the boxing scene.
And by 2001, it had grown to $75.7 million. Over the course of his career, he earned over $48.5 million from fight purses alone, including $8.5 million from his highly publicized bout against Marco Antonio Barrera.
His boxing journey, all those epic fights, sponsorships, and endorsements all account for the majority of his wealth. Naseem has totally leveled up his financial game by diving into real estate and other business ventures since stepping away from the ring. Naseem's story is all about incredible achievements, but it also highlights the savvy financial decisions that have allowed him to enjoy a comfortable life even after hanging up his sports gear.
His wealth allows him to live in absolute comfort. There's no need for him to chase TV deals or boxing promotion. He made smart investments early on, ensuring that his real estate portfolio would keep growing. Real estate investments.
Even post-retirement, he's still making major moves in the business world. His decisions have totally set him up with a portfolio that's going to secure his financial success for years ahead. Naseem is totally proving that true wealth comes from making smart choices and building a foundation for long-term success, not just chasing after income. Naseem Hamed's life story is one of perseverance, success, and transformation. Millions of people worldwide continue to find inspiration in Naseem's journey, from a humble upbringing in Sheffield to becoming one of the most well-known boxers of all time. At 51, he has made his life a life of family, business, and reflection, while continuing to enjoy the fruits of his hard-won success. Despite not being the public face of boxing, his influence continues to alter the world, and his legacy is undeniable. In addition to being a former champion, Naseem Hamed is a living example of what is possible if one has perseverance, willpower, and a never-give-up attitude. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.